People that live on the Kentucky River are calling this a tragic situation. Crews recovered the body of a kayaker.
Investigators released the names of 2 women found dead inside a central Kentucky home. We'll tell you what we've learned about those victims.
What did the Orlando gunman say to police during the shooting? I'm Weijia Zhang in Orlando, Florida, with that story coming up.
This is WKYT News at 5.
A discovery on the Kentucky River has turned into a death investigation.
Crews were called to the river in Frankfort early this morning for a report of a body in a kayak. They ended up finding a man dead after just a few hours. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is tracking the investigation in our top story at 5.
This river's always used.
Really busy yesterday.
Yeah.
People living on the Kentucky River aren't used to seeing investigators on the ramp.
I have never seen a boat dumped in that ramp in a year. Yeah. Usually that bank there, I can watch, and I got wild turkey running all over. That's the first boat I've ever seen dumped down that ramp.
Larry Stevens watched as fire crews, Fish and Wildlife, and police officers searched the river.
They're going down the river. I think they're dragging. I think they're running drag lines.
Search crews unloaded boats at this ramp early this morning. They say around 8:30 they found a body in a kayak.
I've lived here all my life. I've been in floods and everything else. And you need to respect the river.
Sherry Hopper worries the kayaker went underwater because of a larger boat's wake. Fish and Wildlife say the case is still an open one. Right now they aren't releasing a cause of death.
When you're a little boat like that and all the boats that come up down the river, you need to be careful where you're at on that river. If I was in a boat like that, I'd stay close to the side.
They're still looking. There's something else still in that water.
They worry the man found may be one of their neighbors.
Even the people over here in the houseboat, they've got kayaks. You know, we'll see them out here, and they come up here.
Too.
They got the kids, they'll come up here and they'll play on the bank and swim and play and then go back to the houseboats.
In Franklin County, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
Fish and Wildlife says the coroner's office is still trying to notify next of kin. They're waiting to release the kayaker's name then.
Investigators have now identified 2 women found dead inside a home. Deputies found the bodies on Friday night at a home on Pea Ridge Road in Frankfort. The discovery came just hours after police found a man dead of an apparent suicide on Washington Street. Hillary Thornton has more on what we know about the victims.
We now know the victims in that double murder investigation are 32-year-old Jennifer Downey and 89-year-old Carolyn Barker. Sheriff Pat Melton identifying Downey as Barker's caregiver.
The double murder investigation started Friday after a deputy found the 2 women with gunshots at this home on Pea Ridge Road. Sheriff Pat Melton says deputies went to that home after a family member called 911 saying they could not get in contact with one of those victims. Now, just a few hours before the double murder investigation was launched, Frankfort City Police responding to a report of a man down behind these businesses on Washington Street. Frankfort police quickly determining that man died of a self-inflicted gunshot. He has since been identified 69-year-old Raymond Barker. Both Sheriff Melton and Frankfort Police Major Rob Warfel say they are not ready to comment on any possible relation between the suicide and the double murder. However, did say they are working together to see if there is a connection. Meanwhile, there have not been any arrests made. Sheriff Melton then going on to say they are not looking for an active suspect. We are told Downey worked hard in her role as a caregiver and leaves behind 5 young children.
You know, she was a young mother. She had several children. So I mean, it's a tough time right now for a lot of people here in our community.
While they are not looking for any active suspects, Melton does say this is still very much an active investigation, going through several pieces of evidence, interviewing many people, just trying to figure out a motive behind the murders. In Franklin County, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Sheriff Melton says they hope to release some more information later this week. 2 men died in a double shooting early this morning. This happened about 6:30 at a home in the Island Creek community of Pike County. The homeowner says he shot 2 men who broke into his garage and stole some things. Both men were killed. Their names have not been released. State police say right now no one has been charged. Now the weather. The first official week of summer is here, and it could be a stormy one.
Sounds like it. Each day brings us the chance for showers and storms. Some of them could be strong or severe. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here now with a check of that forecast.
Hi, guys. Kicking summer off officially by the calendar this afternoon into the evening with some typical June temperatures into the upper 80s. Humidity will lead to some big boomers in the coming days. Still 89 Lexington. Feels like 91. That's not bad by summer standards at all. Humidity 46%. Winds saving grace again today, coming at us from the west and southwest right now, 10 to 15 miles an hour. The occasional gust up to 20 has been observed from time to time. Mid and upper 80s through the entire area. Get into southeastern Kentucky, only some low 80s that are currently showing up. Defender Radar Network, we are trying, and I mean trying, to get one or two little isolated showers to go up. Not having a whole lot of success. We got to wait until later tonight and especially into the day tomorrow to get this cold front that is on top of the Great Lakes, the Chicagoland area. That will give at least part of the area the threat for severe weather as we go into tomorrow. But that does kick off a stormy pattern that will feature some storm clusters that can be strong or severe with heavy rains as the primary player over the next few days as well. Guys, when I come back in a few minutes, we're going to break down the threat and show you each day over the next three who has the best chance for severe weather across central and eastern Kentucky.
The FBI released some new details today about what the shooter in the Orlando nightclub massacre told police during his rampage.
The first report this morning included limited information, but a complete transcript of his 3 911 calls was released this afternoon. Weijia Jiang shows us what the calls contained.
Orlando gunman Omar Mateen identified himself as an Islamic soldier and told a crisis negotiator to tell America to stop bombing Syria and Iraq, and that is why he was out here right now. On Monday, the FBI released a printed transcript of the 3 calls between Mateen and hostage negotiators during the rampage and a 911 call.
While we're not releasing the audio, what I can tell you is that while the killer made these murderous statements, he did so in a chilling, calm, and deliberate manner.
Mateen also said there was a car with bombs outside the scene at the Pulse nightclub, and you people are gonna get it, and I'm gonna ignite it if they try to do anything stupid. Orlando police say they're defending themselves from criticism for how they responded to the shooting. The chief is not ruling out the possibility some of the victims were shot by officers during the frantic search for Mateen.
That's all part of the investigation, but here's what I will tell you. Those killings are on the suspect, and on the suspect alone, in my mind.
U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch plans to meet with investigators and survivors in Orlando on Tuesday. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Orlando.
The medical examiner released Mateen's body today, but there's no word on who it went to. The campaign manager for presumptive GOP nominee Donald Trump is out of a job. Trump fired Corey Lewandowski this morning. Lewandowski described the conversation he had with Trump during his firing as, quote, nice. He talked about it in an interview with CNN this afternoon.
From your perspective, what happened? Why were you fired?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Reports say people close to Trump, including his children, had concerns about Lewandowski and urged Trump to change tactics for the general election. A new poll out today shows presumptive Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton in the lead in the race for the White House. Monmouth University's poll shows Clinton at 49% and Trump at 41%. Clinton has a lead of 27 points among female voters and a 4-to-1 advantage among minority voters. Trump leads by 13 points among men and 11 points among white voters.
A woman convicted of her boyfriend's murder will have to wait a little longer to learn if she'll get a new trial. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Campbell County. Last summer, a jury found Shayna Hubers guilty in the shooting death of Ryan Poston. She received 40 years in prison. Her lawyers have asked for a new trial because a member of the jury never disclosed he was a convicted felon. A judge was supposed to hear arguments today, but a Cincinnati television station is reporting the hearing has been delayed until August 22nd. A Nelson County man faces 30 counts in a child pornography case. 36-year-old Brenton Bird is charged with 20 counts of possessing child pornography and 10 counts of distributing it. State police arrested Bird on Thursday after searching his home in Bardstown. And in Madison County, police arrested 4 people for an incident at a hotel. Richmond police say that John Luttrell, Taylor wagers, Brandon Walters and Jennifer Higgins, entered a room at the Quality Quarters threatening to kill the people inside. All four were charged with kidnapping and burglary. Walters and Higgins were charged with wanton endangerment.
The Senate is expected to vote on several new gun control proposals. Why it's unlikely any of them will pass. Lumber Liquidators agrees to a deal to make sure its laminate flooring is safe, what the company has to do in Better Living.
I was on a bad road before I got put in foster care.
Now, through a new program,
we just wanted to do something innovative. We wanted to do something impactful.
she's able to give back to those who helped her.
I wouldn't be in college if I hadn't been put in foster care.
Fostering Success, tonight at 6 on WKYT.
Guys, our number's way! Yeah, wait. We can finally stop playing these wedding gigs and start rocking out!
Hey, guys! What's going on?
Lenny, I hope you got that ticket in the same place, bro! Yeah.
Ticket?
The only way you can win Kentucky's Powerball or Mega Millions jackpot is if you actually buy your ticket.
All right, let's get Tim and Don on the dance floor. Whatever. Go.
Well, I hope we have a buyer for the house.
Me too.
What are the neighbors doing here?
Bill! Hey! I didn't know your home Wi-Fi could stream so many devices at the same time.
Dad, it's Time Warner Cable. 300 megs, crazy fast.
Dad, you can get Wi-Fi all over this place.
Cool.
Make your home as connected as possible. Get 50 meg internet with unlimited data for $39.99 per month and ask about free installation. Call 1-855-1TWC.
Attention residents of Lexington. Due to the recent torrential hailstorm, many vehicles have been damaged and we are forced to deeply discount them at the Glenn dealerships of Nicholasville. Glenn Ford, Glenn Mitsubishi, and Glenn Hyundai of Nicholasville. Small scratches, dings, and dents have forced us to sell these vehicles below market value. You will save thousands and these small cosmetic defects can be easily repaired. These vehicles are limited and are first come, first served. Get to any of the Glenn dealerships in Nicholasville, Ford, Mitsubishi, or Hyundai today for this rare event.
Hi, Ron Sherman for America's Window. Here's something to think about. The average family spends thousands annually on energy bills. A big percentage of that is cost contributed to cooling in the summer. We can make a difference. Listen to Alan.
Looks like we've reduced our energy bill about 25%. And the windows hopefully will end up paying for themselves.
Thank you, Alan. Take a look at our windows with the extra coatings of Low E. Give your home an energy upgrade. Beautiful windows, whatever size you need. Bay, bow, double hung, slider. Call in now during dollar days. Get $150 off each new window. 100% financing, low monthly payments to fit your pocketbook. Call the toll-free number now. Act now. Upgrade to triple pane for $1. $1 never bought so much these days. Call today to give your home an energy upgrade with new windows during dollar days only from America's Window.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. Follow WKYT on Twitter. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
All right, dealing with a lot of steam across the area today. Thermometers have been flirting with 90 degrees into many areas of central Kentucky, especially. Now we get ready for the thunderstorms over the next few days. We could use a little rain. We just don't want to get the wicked weather that can sometimes come with those big thunderstorms. Look outside. 9 live sky cams across central and eastern Kentucky, and all of them showing a similar view right now. Sun, some clouds, and temperatures that are steamy. Mid and upper 80s all across central Kentucky. Low and mid 80s across the southeast. Hey, Somerset, Harlan. Not too bad at all at 82 degrees, 89 the warm spot right now, at least in Lexington. Compared to yesterday at this time, numbers are a little warmer than what we were talking about on our Sunday by a couple of degrees. Defender radar network, nothing locally. Bounce it out to the Chicagoland area. Thunderstorms here will be on top of especially the southern half of the region as we go into the day tomorrow. That front, by the way, if you're playing along at home, is approximately 262 miles away from downtown Lexington. So it's the first of several storm clusters that will likely impact our weather Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Damaging winds are typically, in this type of a setup, the big player but there's so much moisture available in the atmosphere that any storm that goes up can put down a lot of water in a short amount of time. Told you we'd break it down day by day. Let's start out with tomorrow. What will happen is that later tonight, early tomorrow morning, as that front enters parts of northern Kentucky, thunderstorms may weaken a little bit and then fire up again as that boundary gets on top of 64. So the best threat for severe weather tomorrow for the areas in red across southern and southeastern Kentucky. That same front then goes back to the north on Wednesday. That will allow thunderstorms that develop into Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois to kind of turn the corner into central and eastern Kentucky. Then that same front decides it wants to come back to the south on Thursday. So area-wide, we could be dealing with the potential for some severe thunderstorms. Here's the hour by hour to kind of break it all down. 11 o'clock this evening into the overnight. Notice how we get some scattered thunderstorms. Then, through the heart of the afternoon, those thunderstorms fire up across the southern parts of the area. Then as we go into Wednesday, we focus on the northwestern sky for thunderstorms that will dive in from northwest to southeast. That is a setup for the second half of Wednesday into Thursday that can deliver some high winds to parts of central and eastern Kentucky. That's why we've got it in the red for the next 3 days for at least an increased threat for some strong and severe thunderstorms. Think we catch a break on Friday, go into the weekend, low 90s with a threat for some showers and some thunderstorms during that time. Next 3 days, guys, likely to feature at least a few rounds of severe weather.
But no sweltering heat those next few days.
No, the weekend will be the hottest. I think we see low 90s during that time, especially on Sunday.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
There's a collision at Winchester and Patchen. That is a non-injury crash, but we're showing a backup both directions there because of that collision. There were 5 cars involved in that, so it's been sort of an issue for us this afternoon, anywhere from the Circle down to the interstate on Winchester Road. It's also stop and go on the Circle from Liberty over to Richmond Road, and both directions for now. Not a wreck, just very heavy and slow. Outbound to Versailles looks good. No major delays into Woodford County or into Nicholasville. Now back to you in the studio.
Could we be getting closer to a Zika vaccine? The progress one company is making just ahead.
Investigators in one central Kentucky community are checking up on sex offenders. What deputies they're doing to make sure they're following the law on WKYT News at 5:30.
WKYT is putting the new back in late news with newer stories and more updates. So there's less repetition, which means no wasted time. WKYT News at 11. Newer, fresher, worth staying up for.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort, where this month you can get a brand new 2016 Honda Accord and 2016 Honda Civic for just $400 a month. That's $400 a month total. That's all going on now. Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort. Huffman has it.
Here's a fun way to control your luck. It's a game called Keno. You can start with $1. You pick your numbers, your odds, and your wager. And the winnings, well, they could be major. Just pick your numbers and hope you win. A few minutes later, you can play it again. Now play Keno wherever Kentucky lottery games are sold.
Yes. 2,400,053 grains of sand. Exactly 2 hours for Steak and Shake's half-price happier hour. We'll never miss half-price hand-dipped milkshakes again.
But Master, happier hours from 2 to 5 now.
Pardon me?
They added an hour.
Great, I've lost count.
Happy hour just got happier. Get half-price shakes now from 2 to 5 at Steak and Shake.
You know, you're paying for new windows whether you buy them or not. Over 70% of your energy dollars are lost through those old windows. You know, here at America's Window, we can put a great window in your home, give your home an energy upgrade, and during dollar days, get $150 off each new window. 100% financing, low monthly payments. You can count on us to do the right thing. Act now. Upgrade to triple pane for $1. Give your home an energy upgrade. Take advantage of special savings during dollar days. Call now.
Hear that? Sound fast? Wait till you ride it. Lightning Rod, Dollywood's super fast 2-time world record-breaking coaster. The world's fastest wood coaster and the world's first wood launch coaster. Lightning Rod, now open and only at Dollywood. Enjoy extended hours and nightly fireworks now through August 7th.
Finally, a delicious pecan chicken salad sandwich, just like Mom used to make when Mom was the Arby's Employee of the Month. Arby's, we have the meats.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort, where this month you can get a brand new 2016 Honda Accord and 2016 Honda Civic for just $400 a month. That's $400 a month total. That's all going on now. Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort. Huffman has it.
When big news breaks, be the first to know. Download the WKYT News app and turn on push alerts. Breaking news at your fingertips when you need to know what's going on. Push alerts, now available on the WKYT News app. Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
The Senate will vote tonight on competing plans to keep terrorists from getting their hands on guns. None of the proposals are expected to pass. Democrats want to expand background checks to include online and gun show purchases. They also want to stop people on the no-fly and terror watch list from buying guns. Republicans want to give the FBI 3 days to get a court order to block certain people from buying guns.
The Democratic alternative would not ensure due process, protect our constitutional rights, or require the government to periodically review its procedures to ensure it's investigating the right people.
That would cut out a lot of people who are probable threats.
A Republican senator from Maine has proposed a compromise to ban people on the no-fly list, but not the terror watch list. The proposal hasn't been scheduled for a vote. The Supreme Court will not hear a challenge to a Connecticut gun law passed in the wake of the Sandy Hook shootings. 20 children and 6 adults died in the shooting in December of 2012. The decision leaves a lower court ruling upholding the law in place. The Supreme Court has repeatedly turned away gun challenges in the last 8 years. Human testing of an experimental Zika virus vaccine will begin in the next few weeks. Invio Pharmaceuticals received clearance from the Food and Drug Administration today. Animals tested with the vaccine developed antibodies and other cells that attack the virus. 40 people will be involved in the study, which will help determine the safest vaccine dose.
The first official day of summer is bringing a heat wave to the southwest. Temperatures in parts of the region have soared into the triple digits. The extreme heat has been blamed for at least 4 deaths in Arizona, 2 hikers in Tucson, and 2 hikers in Phoenix. And today, rescuers had to bring another hiker down to safety.
I think a lot of them want to hike when it's that hottest day of the year to say we did it.
The heat wave has also shattered temperature records. Firefighters have made some progress against wildfires in California and New Mexico despite all that heat. A 28-square-mile fire in central New Mexico is showing signs of slowing down as hundreds of firefighters built on progress made over the weekend. The fire is still only 9% contained. In Southern California, firefighters have started to contain a fire burning west of Santa Barbara. Another wildfire south of San Diego did grow, though, overnight. The city of Frankfort is trying to figure out how drivers should use Main Street. We'll look at the debate about the possible changes on WKYT News at 5:30.
A recall to make sure the flooring in thousands of homes is safe, and how one group is pushing for better protection against lead poisoning. The story's next in Better Living.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. WKYT.
Rock bottom prices, and we'll double your complimentary maintenance to 4 years or 50,000 miles at Frankfort Toyota. Brand new 2016 Toyota Camrys, up to $4,000 off MSRP. 0% financing for 72 months on 2016 Camrys and Corollas.
Plus huge discounts on remaining new and used hail sale vehicles.
Frankfort Toyota, Google rated 4.9 out of 5 stars. Frankfort Toyota, and online at frankforttoyota.com.
How do you craft the world's finest bed? It starts with luxurious materials, with attention to every detail. For quality you can feel, the same quality you've come to expect at Sleep Outfitters, where now you can save up to $600 on select Stearns & Foster mattresses. Plus, get 0% APR financing for 60 months. When you lie down on a Stearns & Foster bed, you'll appreciate everything we've put in, making it that much harder to get out. Stearns & Foster, available at Sleep Outfitters.
Tired of painting? Go Rhino, and you'll never have to paint again. Now you can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for brick, stucco, wood, or aluminum. And Rhino Shield won't chip, crack, flake, or peel for home or business. Don't paint, Don't vinyl. Go Rhino.
Don't paint, don't vinyl. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Meet Mazda. Meet your baby's first ride. Meet the best car for your precious cargo. Meet your first school bus. Meet your companion for the big moments. And meet the people who make it easy to fall in love with Mazda. Meet your new Mazda CX-5 at Paul Miller Mazda and get 0% financing for 36 months. Point, click, drive at paulmillermazda.com.
Tired of burning up in the summertime on the inside of your home? Could be those old windows. Think about it. Properly insulated windows make a big difference on the use of your cooling in your home. We can put great windows in your house. Give your home an energy upgrade. Look at our windows. They have an extra coating of low E. You know, here at America's Window, we're going to do the right thing. We listen to our customers, going to put the best products in your home. Call 1-800-861-4153. Better yet, check us out on the web at americaswindowusa.com. Come by and see us, 1190 East New Circle Road, right here in town. Call 1-800-861-4153. You've been thinking about it. Don't put it off anymore. Call now during Dollar Days. Get $150 off each new window. Beautiful windows. Call in today about the financing. 100% financing. We're going to work with you. Low monthly payments to fit your pocketbook. And if you act right now, upgrade to triple paint. Upgrade to triple paint for $1. 1-800-861-4153.
It is time now for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Lumber Liquidators have agreed to stop selling its current inventory of certain flooring and will continue testing its laminate flooring. A CBS News investigation found the flooring had high levels of formaldehyde, which can cause cancer. 614,000 people bought the flooring between 2011 and 2015. Under the agreement with the Consumer Product Safety Commission, Lumber Liquidators must test all homes.
There is a concern that some homes could still have harmful levels of formaldehyde coming from certain products from the company, and the safest course of action is to go ahead, follow the recall to test, get the test kit, and follow the steps that we've laid out.
Customers will have to request a test kit from Lumber Liquidators. The company will replace any flooring that's found to be unsafe. The Flint, Michigan water crisis put lead poisoning back in the spotlight. Now the American Academy of Pediatrics wants strict regulations to protect children. Edward Lawrence reports from Newark, New Jersey, where elevated levels of lead were detected in schools in recent months.
Lorena Davis is outraged after elevated lead levels were found in the water at her daughter's New Jersey school.
They are allowed to wash their hands with the water, and they get donations with bottled water, but they really need to fix the lead problem in the school.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says there is no safe level of lead for children. The group is calling for stricter regulations from the government to find and eliminate all sources of lead around the country.
We know now that even very low levels of lead can cause ADHD, can cause learning problems, aggressive behavior.
The major source of lead is still paint, not from chips, but from dust in old homes. Many children are also exposed to lead from water and old pipes.
We need to make sure that we prevent it because there's no treatment.
The AAP wants new federal standards to test for lead in house dust, water, and soil. The group also wants requirements to remove lead from housing and child care facilities and to make sure school water fountains are safe. Parents in Newark don't just want increased testing.
It worries me about what's going to happen to people in the long run.
They want to know their children's water is safe. Edward Lawrence for CBS News, Newark, New Jersey.
It is estimated that nearly 40 million U.S. homes still contain lead-based paint. Lowering your risk of type 2 diabetes doesn't require radical changes to your diet. A new study found swapping out 1 or 2 servings of meat and dairy for 1 to 2 servings of vegetables is enough. Researchers found people who chose whole grains, fruit, nuts, and veggies dropped their diabetes risk by 34%. Now, here's what's coming up for you at 5:30.